Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to share with you what I wore for the week. I had some major hits and some major misses. So before we get started, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to hit that button. I would love for you to be part of the Weird Wonderful family. And without further ado, let's get into this. So first fragrance, not going to talk about it long because I've talked about it enough. I wore Delina, but what I wore it with was Hesse gave me a little bit of Delina body cream, which it's just amazing. So I wore the two together and it lasted all day. I smelled like a queen. It was just phenomenal. Now, if you haven't smelled Delina, it's kind of a tart. It's got rhubarb and lychee. Does it have rhubarb? I think so. But it's got kind of a tart, sweet opening, and then it's mainly rose. So it's sweet, rose, tart. It's just beautiful. It's powerful, and yet it's very feminine, and I just think it's a gorgeous scent. It's a little bit sexy as well, a little bit alluring, kind of intoxicating, but you can wear it like during the day. So this is a gorgeous scent, would make a beautiful signature scent. Someday it'll be my signature scent, but for now I've got samples which are awesome. Next was a fragrance that I tried. My friend Lori, she bought this and didn't like it, so she gave it to me, and it's called Lolita Lempicka Sweet. Now I've seen this in the end caps at Shoppers Drug Mart for 20 bucks. So if you're in Canada, a lot of times you can pick it up there. This fragrance is kind of a sweet cherry fragrance. I actually like it. It's very synthetic. It's a more synthetic cherry than what I normally would want to get. It smells almost like a cherry lifesaver. Not so much cough candy, but you know, that kind of synthetic cherry. That said, it was pleasant enough. It's very sweet. It's very linear. It doesn't last overly long. Like I think I got about 3 hours out of this one. So I need to give it more of a go. I certainly didn't hate it. But I would never pay more than about 20 bucks for this. So if you have tried this, tell me what you think. Do you love it? I'm kind of excited to try this in the summer, and I'm excited about layering this with some Bath and Body Works products. I kind of think that it would work really well with that because it's just kind of a synthetic happy cherry, very, very sweet cherry. So I can see it being fun, and because it's light, sometimes fragrances like this really come alive in the heat, and they're not overpowering, not going to be cloying. So I'm going to give this more of a try. I'm excited to have it. The next fragrance that I wore, and I absolutely was like madly in love with it, was Scandal by Night. So put this on. I actually wore it a couple times, like when I couldn't smell my perfume, I would put this on. I find this extremely addictive. Again, this is cherry, but it's more of a deeper, darker cherry. That said, there's a fresh component to this one. So this, just like all the Scandals, has honey in it. But if you found Scandal, the original, too cloying or heavy, this one may be a really great option for you, especially if you like cherry. To me, this one is similar to Scandal à Paris. So if you like Scandal à Paris, you may really enjoy this one. Scandal à Paris has the pear note in it. But there's a fresh component with it, as well as the, so there's the pear, which is fresh, as well as the honey. And then I believe that one has jasmine in it, whereas this one has cherry, tuberose, and honey. But the honeys are very similar in the two fragrances. So where Scandal, the original, goes kind of smells like pea on me in the end, love the opening, turns kind of pea-ish on me, this honey doesn't do that, and I just find it delectable. It's delectable and yet still fresh. It's a little bit lighter, but the longevity is excellent on it. I'm really happy to have this one in my collection, and I think that this would be an awesome date night fragrance for the summer. Likely I'll wear it whenever I feel like it. Okay, so I wanted to try one of my new fragrances out, and so I wore La Vie Belle L'Eclat. This is the Eau de Parfum version. I believe there's an Eau de Parfum and an Eau de Toilette of this one. This one has a nice juicy opening with orange and bergamot. It has some freesia in the opening, and then it's got orange blossom, white flowers, iris, and jasmine sambac. I definitely get a lot of that orange blossom and a little hint of that iris. It's a little bit powdery, and then it has vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli. To me, this again is quite a linear fragrance. I get the juiciness of the opening kind of throughout the perfume. It starts to kind of calm down around the 5-hour mark, and I mainly am getting kind of a sweet orange blossom, powdery vanilla. I just think it's beautiful. It's a lot lighter than the Vie Belle. It doesn't have that heavy praline in it. This one, I would say, if I was going to categorize it, I would say it's more of a citrus orange blossom fragrance. Those are kind of the stars of the show. So yeah, this one's really pretty, projects fantastic. Yeah, very nice. Now, a fragrance that I absolutely have fallen in love with is Navitus Parfums Absolutio, I believe it's called. Now, this one has definitely gone on my wish list. Now, if I could describe this one, I would say it's the more provocative, mature, seasoned sister of Baccarat Rouge 540. This one has saffron, cinnamon, and almond in the opening. Then it has apple and toffee in the middle notes. The base notes are driftwood, ambergris, musk, caramel, oak moss, and dark chocolate. Now this is just delectable, but where Baccarat Rouge 540, I'm one of the ones where I think it's really nice, but it doesn't wow me. Like, you know how everyone's like, Baccarat Rouge, it smells so amazing. Oh, this one's like Baccarat Rouge. This one's like Baccarat Rouge, and everybody and their dog is making a Baccarat Rouge version. This is Baccarat Rouge Plus. So it's got some kind of cinnamon spicy notes. I read in a comment that someone thought this was a Baccarat Rouge Christmas version, and I loved that description. It's just a little bit more sexy somehow. I love the little bit of spice in there paired with that Baccarat Rouge kind of DNA where it's, you know, a little bit spicy, a little bit sweet, a little bit airy. I just think that this is gorgeous. It would be likely better in the fall and the winter and spring. Heat of summer, this may be a little bit much, but I am so impressed with this, and it's definitely on my wish list. Navitus Parfum Absolutio, definitely full bottle worthy. Seriously, guys, you gotta sniff it. You gotta sniff it. Now, the last fragrance that I tried, it was a bit of an experience. So I went to Sephora to kind of sniff around, and I've been wanting to try the Twilly dermes Oud de Ginger one. So I went in there and I sprayed it on a card and I sniffed it, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, it was so fresh and delicious, and I thought, oh, it's just perfect. So smelled it again. Oh, I was just in love with it. So I sprayed it on my hand, kind of walked around sniffing stuff, and I'm like, I am loving this. I almost bought it just like that. And then I thought, no, I really want to give myself a good dousing. So I went in ham, and I just and I sprayed it like probably about 6-7 sprays because I didn't want to go too insane in the store. But I really wanted to know, okay, do I love this one? And at first I'm like, I love it way more than the original Twilly dermes. And so I absolutely love the opening. It's got this candied ginger note that's absolutely spectacular. So it opens with peony, then there's ginger and candied ginger in the mid, and then cedar in the base. So all these notes are notes that I absolutely love. So went ham, loved it for about the first 10 minutes, and then it just turned into a nasty, nasty lady on me. Like it went from being this sweet and spicy, a little bit sexy, a little bit fresh, to ugly, mean, solid, horrible fragrance on me. I don't know what the deal was. It just went, it smelt way too mature on my skin. It just went wrong. So I had to spend the rest of the day smelling really, really wrong. So I don't know if you guys have experienced the Oud de Ginger one. Tell me what your thoughts are and whether you've really loved it. I know that AI the Great, it's one of her favorites, like she loves it. I can understand why, because I absolutely loved that opening. It was phenomenal, but then it just didn't work for me. It didn't work with my skin chemistry. I smelt like kind of like twilly dermes. I always think of that as kind of a rich aunt kind of smell. This one was a rich, nasty aunt that was kind of like always mad. That's what it smelled like. It just didn't work for me. So I was so sad because that opening is phenomenal. What about you? Have you tried the twilly ginger one? What are your thoughts? Does it work for you? Are you in love with it? Now, the last fragrance that I wore was Fragrance Dubois Siberian Rose. So this one, I wanted to get some more wear out of it. It's got pear, juniper, pink pepper, and cinnamon in the opening. Then it has tuberose, rose, leather, and ylang ylang in the middle. And then in the base it has moss, patchouli, and amber. So this is a beautiful fragrance. I thought that the longevity was poor on this one. And then I put it on yesterday and I got some on my clothing in particular, and it lasted, like I could smell it on my clothes all day. I was getting whiffs of it forever. So definitely on the clothing, it prolongs the longevity. On my skin, I got 6 to 7 hours. So the longevity is not bad on this one. Yeah, it's very similar to something like a Supreme Bouquet by YSL, Tuberose Imperial by BDK, a little bit like L'Interdit, except L'Interdit is a lot more syrupy. This one, there's a lighter, airier quality, plus it has the leather, which comes across, it gives it almost a little bit of a cigarette-y vibe. I find that with this one and Milano, it's less cigarette-y than Milano. I happen to like it because it's like really quite sweet with that pear. So that leather, or, you know, it could be a mixture of the juniper and the leather and maybe the pink pepper, but there's a little bit of this spicy, almost cigarette feel, in my opinion. The star of the show, even though this is called Siberian Rose, is the tuberose. So definitely gives you that sweet, almost bubblegummy tuberose. This one feels a little bit airy and delicate, although the projection is excellent on it. So I think that this is a beautiful fragrance. I don't know what happened to me. I think it started in the summer last year when I wore L'Interdit in the summer, and I got a really bad headache. It was really hot. It was the wrong perfume choice. And since then, I've struggled a bit with that DNA. Now, when I got this one, I was just getting COVID, and so like I filmed my video for Fragrance Dubois the day that COVID hit me. So I was starting to feel sick that day. So every time I look at this fragrance, I'm trying to change my scent memory, but it's associated with, like in the end, a really bad experience for me. So trying to break that. So I enjoyed it, but it's definitely, I struggle a little bit with it for whatever reason. It's a beautiful fragrance, but just, yeah, I'm having my mental hurdles with this one, just because that pear and tuberose, I used to be so in love with it, but I'm kind of struggling right now with that scent profile. So I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if you guys have experienced that. Like, I don't know if my tastes have changed a little bit since losing my scent. I don't know if it's because I got sick. Has that happened to you? This is the first time I've really experienced that. So I think that this is beautiful, but I was struggling with it on because it was just sweet and it was just reminding me of things I wish I could forget. So yeah, that's my story. So that is it. That was my week in fragrance. I would say honestly my standout this week was Scandal by Night. I loved wearing this. I think it's sexy, a little bit flirty, saucy. Just absolutely enjoyed it. My massive fail was the Twilly Ginger one. So nasty. It was like Jekyll and Hyde, so sweet, and then it turned into a witch. So not happy with that one. What about you? Do you have any of the Twilly dermes fragrances? If so, which one is your favorite? I'm gonna stick with the original for now, but which one is your favorite? Have you tried the ginger? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Tell me in the comments, I would love to know. And other than that, what was your major success this week in fragrance? What did you absolutely love? Oh yeah, this was also the Navitus by Absolutio. Phenomenal, love that too. So that was a major hit too. What was your major hit? What was your major, like, yep, wished I wouldn't have worn it? Did you have one of those this week? If so, leave it in the comments. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week and we'll talk to you soon.